discussing any of this with Congress. I don't think he needs the consent of Congress, but he needs the informal consent, I guess, of Congress. And Anson, by the way, agrees in the chat with Dominic's point. Thank you, Les.
Well, can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
And so we have to look at what the alternative is. If they have a bomb, then Iran is a much bigger problem to everybody, including the people in Iran. And if we're trying to get the Middle East stabilized, a nuclear armed Iran is the opposite of that.
Thank you, Les. We'll now go to David.
Gary, yeah, I think there's a lot of conundrums here that we're facing as a country, and with regard to Trump's leadership, with regard to the way he's been hemmed in to tacitly give support to Netanyahu, while at the same time pandering to the base, to the Tucker Carlsons of the world. But I thought Tucker brought up some interesting points, Gary, and that was highlighting the fact that Ted Cruz did not have a whole lot of command, not just of the population of Iran, but their ethnic makeup. Not just them being a Muslim Persian country, but the other cultures that also exist in a place of 90 million people. And that's important to understand because from a standpoint of the language and the way the rhetoric that's being bantered about, it resonates and has similarities to the run-up to the Iraq War. And we saw how, George W. Bush spoke about this big threat, this massive threat to our security. He put Colin Powell front and center, taking this story to the UN. And we saw the disastrous outcome of that campaign. And so are we also entering into a very similar, are they setting a trap to enter into a Gulf War II here with regard to a country to be more radicalized, get the support of the other aspects of the Middle East. So, I think it's important, as much as I'm not a big MAGA supporter, I think their voice is very important with regard to checking Trump's ability to throw us into something that could have very protracted and massive consequences, not just to the loss of life to the Iranian people and the potential further destruction, or further, not destruction, but damage to the Israeli people in their country, but also to the possible displacement of Iranians, causing massive refugee situations that we've seen in the Syrian campaigns. We're seeing, obviously, the fact that there may not be the ability to do a regime change, the likes of which the Iranian people deserve. And again, I'm no fan of this regime either, Gary. This is a regime that's repressed its people, that's looted its economy, with the backroom deals with China, the shadow economy that exists there. And so there's a whole lot of reasons why this has to happen. But I think the ultimate campaign would be another potential Iraq 2.0 if we don't get it right. So those are some of my talking points on that front. I mean, at the same time, we're seeing Trump call out his Tassie Gabbard, saying that Iran's not necessarily close to having a nuke. So the messaging, the talking points are kind of all over the map. That's not good for the cohesion of a big decision like this. So, I just think we need to really take a step back. I know we're already en route there on some level with regard to the massive deployment. So maybe we're sort of playing a game of wait and see here. But yes, I'd like nothing more than to see the regime toppled. The Middle East should be a lot safer with one less state actor with a nuclear weapon. But keep in mind, Gary, that a lot of these countries like Iran, North Korea, and even Pakistan, who obtained a nuclear weapon in the early 70s as a byproduct of what India did in terms of their nuclear